Welcome to How to Speak Fluent English podcast, where we help you master the art of speaking English confidently and naturally.
Welcome to How to Speak Fluent English. If you want to sound more natural and confident in English, you're in the right place. In today's special video, we'll guide you through real-life English conversations that cover the kinds of situations you face every day, like making plans, ordering at a cafe, shopping, traveling, and more. Each conversation features Amora and Ryan, two native speakers, using natural English in practical scenarios. You'll not only hear the dialogue, but also learn the meaning and usage of useful phrases, idioms, and expressions. And, most importantly, you'll get a chance to shadow the conversations, speaking along with Amora and Ryan to practice your pronunciation, rhythm, and confidence. Whether you're a beginner or looking to polish your skills, these conversations will help you take your English to the next level. So grab a notebook, get ready to speak out loud, and let's dive into our first conversation.
Conversation 1. Meeting at a cafe.
It's a sunny Saturday morning. Amora and Ryan haven't seen each other in a while, so they decide to meet at a cozy cafe downtown. Listen closely to how they greet each other, order their drinks, and find a spot to sit.
Hey Ryan, it's so good to see you.
You too, Amora. It feels like it's been forever.
I know, right? How have you been?
Not bad, just busy with work. How about you?
Same here. Ready to order?
Yeah, I'll get a cappuccino. What about you?
I think I'll have an iced latte.
Good choice. Should we grab a table by the window?
Definitely. I love the view from there.
Explanation of useful expressions and phrases.
Let's break down some useful expressions and phrases from their conversation. Amora said, "It's so good to see you." This is a warm and friendly greeting you can use when you meet someone you haven't seen in a while. Ryan said, "It feels like it's been forever." This is a common way to say you haven't seen someone for a long time. It's informal and shows excitement. Amora said, "Ready to order?" This is a polite way to ask someone if they know what they want to eat or drink. Ryan said, "Good choice." This is a casual way to agree with someone's decision, especially when picking food or drinks. Amora said, "I love the view from there." This is a nice way to express your preference for a specific place to sit, especially when there's something nice to look at.
Chance to repeat and shadow the full conversation.
Now, it's your turn. Let's practice together. Listen to the conversation again and shadow either Amora or Ryan. Try to match their tone, speed, and emotion.
Hey Ryan, it's so good to see you. I know, right? How have you been? Same here. Ready to order? I think I'll have an iced latte. Definitely. I love the view from there.
Great job! Replay and shadow this scene as many times as you like. The more you practice, the more natural your English will sound.
Conversation 2. Shopping for clothes.
It's Saturday afternoon. Amora needs a new jacket, so she asks Ryan to join her at a clothing store. They browse the racks, try on clothes, and help each other decide what looks best. Listen to how they ask for opinions, talk about sizes, and make choices, skills you'll use in any clothing store.
Ryan, what do you think of this jacket?
I like it. The color looks great on you.
Thanks. Do you think I should try a smaller size?
Maybe. It looks a little loose. Want me to find a medium for you?
That would be awesome, thanks.
Here you go. Want to try it on?
Yes, I'll be right back.
Take your time.
Explanation of useful expressions and phrases.
Let's look at some useful phrases from their conversation. Amora said, "What do you think of this jacket?" This is a polite way to ask for someone's opinion about something you're considering. Ryan said, "The color looks great on you." This is a friendly compliment, often used when shopping with friends. Amora said, "Should I try a smaller size?" This is a common way to ask for advice when you're unsure about clothing fit. Ryan said, "Want me to find a medium for you?" This is an offer to help, showing kindness and support. Ryan said, "Take your time." This phrase means there's no rush. It's polite and considerate, especially when someone is trying on clothes.
Chance to repeat and shadow the full conversation.
Now it's your turn. Listen and shadow either Amora or Ryan. Try to match their tone, speed, and emotion. Let's begin. Ryan, what do you think of this jacket? Thanks. Do you think I should try a smaller size?
It looks a little loose. Want me to find a medium for you? Here you go. Want to try it on?
Yes, I'll be right back. Great job. Replay and shadow the scene as many times as you like. The more you practice, the more natural your English will sound.
Conversation 3, making weekend travel plans.
It's Thursday evening. Amora calls Ryan to see if he's free for a quick weekend getaway. They talk about destinations, timing, and what to bring. Listen to how they suggest ideas, check schedules, and agree on details. Perfect for planning with friends. Hey Ryan, do you want to go on a road trip this weekend?
That sounds awesome. Where were you thinking?
Maybe the beach? We could leave Saturday morning.
I'm in. Should we invite anyone else?
Good idea. Maybe Sarah and Mike?
Perfect. I'll text them. What time should we meet?
Let's meet at my place at 8 a.m.
Got it. I'll bring snacks for the drive.
Explanation of useful expressions and phrases.
Let's break down some useful phrases. Amora said, "Do you want to go on a road trip this weekend?" This is a friendly way to invite someone to travel with you. Ryan said, "That sounds awesome." This is an enthusiastic way to show you like someone's idea. Amora said, "We could leave Saturday morning." This is a suggestion for timing, using could to sound flexible and polite. Ryan said, "Should we invite anyone else?" This is a way to include others and check if the group should be bigger. Ryan said, "I'll bring snacks for the drive." This is an offer to contribute, showing thoughtfulness and teamwork.
Chance to repeat and shadow the full conversation.
Now, let's practice. Listen and shadow either Amora or Ryan match their tone, speed, and emotion. Ready? Let's go. Hey Ryan, do you want to go on a road trip this weekend? Maybe the beach? We could leave Saturday morning. Good idea. Maybe Sarah and Mike? Let's meet at my place at 8 a.m. Fantastic! Practice this conversation as many times as you need. The more you shadow, the more confident you'll become in real-life English situations.
Conversation 4, discussing work stress and giving advice.
It's a Wednesday evening. Amora and Ryan meet after work at a coffee shop. Amora seems a bit down, so Ryan checks in to see what's going on. Listen for how they use idioms, polite suggestions, and supportive language, skills you'll use in work and personal conversations.
Hey, Amora, you look a little worn out. Everything okay?
Honestly, work has been overwhelming lately. I feel like I'm burning the candle at both ends.
That sounds tough. Have you tried taking a step back or talking to your boss?
I've thought about it, but I don't want to let anyone down.
I get that, but you can't pour from an empty cup. Maybe you could ask for some help or delegate a few tasks.
You're right. I guess I need to set some boundaries. Thanks for listening, Ryan.
Anytime. Remember, it's okay to put yourself first sometimes.
Explanation of useful expressions and phrases.
Let's explore some helpful phrases and idioms from this conversation. Ryan said, "You look a little worn out." This is a gentle way to say someone seems tired or exhausted. Amora said, "I feel like I'm burning the candle at both ends." This idiom means working too hard or doing too many things at once, often leading to exhaustion. Ryan said, "Have you tried taking a step back?" This is a polite way to suggest someone pause or reconsider their situation. Amora said, "I don't want to let anyone down." This means she doesn't want to disappoint her colleagues or boss. Ryan said, "You can't pour from an empty cup." This idiom means you can't help others if you're exhausted yourself. Ryan said, "Maybe you could ask for some help or delegate a few tasks." Here, delegate is a useful business verb, meaning to give some of your work to others. Amora said, I need to set some boundaries. This means deciding what you are and are not willing to do to protect your well-being.
Chance to repeat and shadow the full conversation.
Now it's your turn. Listen and shadow either Amora or Ryan. Try to match their tone, speed, and emotion. Let's practice.
Honestly, work has been overwhelming lately. I feel like I'm burning the candle at both ends. I've thought about it, but I don't want to let anyone down. You're right. I guess I need to set some boundaries. Thanks for listening, Ryan.
Great job! Practice this scene as often as you like to master these useful workplace expressions and idioms.
Conversation 5. Making plans for a group project.
It's Monday afternoon. Amora and Ryan are working on a group project with 2 other classmates. They meet to discuss how to divide the work and set deadlines. Notice how they use polite requests, phrasal verbs, and phrases for making suggestions, perfect for teamwork and study situations.
Should we get started on the project outline?
Good idea. How about we break it down into sections first?
Sounds good. Maybe I can handle the introduction and you can take the research part?
Sure, I'm happy to take that on. Should we check in with the others about what they want to do?
Yes, I'll reach out to them after this meeting.
Great. Also, do you think we should set a deadline for the first draft?
Definitely. How does Friday sound?
Works for me. Let's touch base again on Thursday to see how we're doing.
Explanation of useful expressions and phrases.
Let's break down some of the useful language they used. Amora said, should we get started on the project outline? This is a polite way to suggest beginning a task. Ryan said, how about we break it down into sections? Break it down is a phrasal verb meaning to divide something into smaller parts. Amora said, maybe I can handle the introduction. Handle here means to take responsibility for a part of the project. Ryan said, I'm happy to take that on. Take on is a phrasal verb meaning to accept a responsibility or task. Ryan said, should we check in with the others? Check in means to contact or update someone. Amora said, I'll reach out to them. Reach out is a phrasal verb meaning to contact someone, usually by message or call. Ryan said, let's touch base again on Thursday. Touch base is an idiom, meaning to talk or meet again to update each other.
Chance to repeat and shadow the full conversation.
Now it's your turn. Listen and shadow either Amora or Ryan. Try to use their tone, speed, and emotion. Let's practice.
Should we get started on the project outline? Sounds good. Maybe I can handle the introduction and you can take the research part? Yes, I'll reach out to them after this meeting. Definitely. How does Friday sound?
Great job! Practice this scene as often as you like to master these useful workplace expressions and idioms.
Conversation 6. Asking for directions in the city.
It's a busy Saturday afternoon. Amora is visiting the city and wants to check out a popular museum. She spots Ryan, who looks like he knows his way around, and decides to ask for help. Listen for helpful phrases, polite questions, and useful expressions for navigating a city.
Excuse me, Ryan, do you know how to get to this city museum?
Sure, you're actually not far from it. Just go straight down this road for 2 blocks, then take a left at the traffic light.
Got it. Is it close to the big fountain?
Exactly. If you see the fountain, you're almost there.
Thanks so much. I always get turned around in big cities.
No problem. If you get lost, just give me a call.
Will do. Thanks again, Ryan.
Explanation of useful expressions and phrases.
Let's look at some of the helpful language Amora and Ryan used. Amora said, do you know how to get to the city museum? This is a polite way to ask for directions. Ryan said, just go straight down this road for 2 blocks, then take a left at the traffic light. Go straight, take a left, and at the traffic light are all useful phrases for giving directions. Amora said, "Is it close to the big fountain?" Is it close to is a handy way to check if you're near your destination. Amora said, "I always get turned around in big cities." Get turned around is an idiom meaning to become lost or confused about direction. Ryan said, "If you get lost, just give me a call." Give me a call is a friendly way to offer further help.
Chance to repeat and shadow the full conversation.
Excuse me, Ryan, do you know how to get to this city museum?
Just go streak down this road for 2 blocks, then take a left at the traffic light. Exactly. If you see the fountain, you're almost there. No problem. If you get lost, just give me a call.
Great job! Practice this scene as often as you like to master asking for and giving directions in English.
Conversation 7, making a doctor's appointment.
It's Monday morning. Amora hasn't been feeling well and wants to book a doctor's appointment. She's a little nervous, so she asks Ryan for help before she calls the clinic. She calls Ryan for advice on what to say and how to ask politely. Listen for phrases used in appointments, polite requests, and expressions for explaining symptoms.
Hey Ryan, I need to make a doctor's appointment, but I'm not sure what to say.
No worries. Just tell them you'd like to book an appointment and explain your symptoms.
Okay, should I say it's urgent?
If you're feeling really unwell, you can say, "I'd like to see the doctor as soon as possible."
Got it. And if they ask about my symptoms?
Just be honest. You can say, "I've had a sore throat and a headache for a few days."
Thanks, Ryan. That makes me feel a lot better.
Anytime. Let me know how it goes.
Explanation of useful expressions and phrases.
Let's break down some useful language for appointments. Amora said, "I need to make a doctor's appointment." This is a direct and polite way to say you want to see a doctor. Ryan said, "I'd like to book an appointment." Book an appointment is the standard phrase for scheduling with a doctor or professional. Ryan said, "I'd like to see the doctor as soon as possible." This is a polite way to say your situation is urgent. Amora said, "If they ask about my symptoms." Symptoms are the signs or feelings of illness you have. Ryan said, "I've had a sore throat and a headache for a few days." This is a simple way to describe how you feel to a doctor or receptionist.
Chance to repeat and shadow the full conversation.
Now it's your turn. Listen and shadow either Amora or Ryan. Try to use their tone, speed, and emotion. Let's practice.
Hey Ryan, I need to make a doctor's appointment, but I'm not sure what to say. Okay, should I say it's urgent? Got it. And if they ask about my symptoms? Thanks, Ryan. That makes me feel a lot better.
Practice this conversation to feel confident making appointments and describing your symptoms in English.
Conversation 8, talking about hobbies and free time.
It's a sunny afternoon in the park. Amora and Ryan are relaxing on a bench, chatting about what they like to do in their spare time. Listen for ways to express likes, dislikes, and routines, as well as how to ask follow-up questions to keep a conversation going.
So Ryan, what do you usually do for fun on weekends?
I'm really into cycling. I try to go for a long ride every Saturday morning. How about you?
I love painting. It helps me unwind after a busy week.
That's cool. Do you paint landscapes or portraits?
Mostly landscapes. I find nature inspiring. Do you ever join cycling groups?
Sometimes, but I usually write solo. It's my way to clear my head.
I get that. Having some me time is important.
Explanation of useful expressions and phrases.
Let's break down some useful language from their conversation. Amora said, "What do you usually do for fun on weekends?" This is a friendly way to ask about someone's hobbies or routines. Ryan said, "I'm really into cycling." Really into is an informal way to say you're very interested in something. Amara said, "It helps me unwind after a busy week." Unwind is a verb meaning to relax and reduce stress. Ryan said, "It's my way to clear my head." Clear my head is an idiom meaning to refresh your mind or relieve stress. Amora said, "Having some me time is important." Me time is a casual phrase for time you spend alone to relax or recharge.
Chance to repeat and shadow the full conversation.
Now it's your turn. Listen and shadow either Amora or Ryan. Match their tone, speed, and emotion. Let's practice.
So Ryan, what do you usually do for fun on weekends? I love painting. It helps me unwind after a busy week. Mostly landscapes. I find nature inspiring. Do you ever join cycling groups? I get that. Having some me time is important.
Practice this conversation to feel confident.
Conversation 9, returning an item to a store.
It's a rainy afternoon. Amora and Ryan walk into a clothing store. Amora wants to return a sweater that doesn't fit and get a refund or exchange. Listen for polite requests, useful phrasal verbs, and expressions for explaining problems and asking for solutions.
Hi, I'd like to return this sweater. I bought it last week, but it's too big for me.
No problem. Do you have the receipt?
Yes, here it is.
Would you like to exchange it for a different size or get a refund?
If possible, I'd like to get a refund.
Absolutely. I'll process that for you right away.
That was easy. I was worried they wouldn't take it back, but they were really helpful.
Explanation of useful expressions and phrases.
Let's look at some helpful phrases from this conversation. Amora said, "I'd like to return this sweater." "I'd like to" is a polite way to start a request. Ryan said, "Do you have the receipt?" A receipt is the paper or digital proof you bought something. Ryan said, "Would you like to exchange it for a different size or get a refund?" Exchange means to swap one item for another. Refund means to get your money back. Amora said, "If possible, I'd like to get a refund." If possible is a polite way to ask for something without sounding demanding. Amora said, "I was worried they wouldn't take it back." Take it back is a phrasal verb meaning to accept a returned item.
Chance to repeat and shadow the full conversation.
Now it's your turn. Listen and shadow either Amora or the Ryan. Try to use their tone, speed, and emotion. Let's practice.
Hi, I'd like to return this sweater. I bought it last week, but it's too big for me. Yes, here it is. If possible, I'd like to get a refund. That was easy. I was worried they wouldn't take it back, but they were really helpful.
Great job! Practice this scene as often as you like to master these useful workplace expressions and idioms.
Conversation 10, making a restaurant reservation.
It's Friday afternoon. Amora wants to take her family out for dinner, but she needs to book a table first. She asks Ryan for advice before calling the restaurant. Listen for polite requests, useful questions, and expressions for confirming details. Perfect for dining out in English.
Ryan, I want to make a reservation for dinner tonight. What should I say when I call the restaurant?
Start by saying you like to book a table. Be sure to mention how many people and what time you want to come.
Okay, should I ask if they have any special requests or dietary options?
Yes, you can ask, do you have vegetarian options, or can I request a table by the window?
Got it. I'm a bit nervous about speaking on the phone in English.
Don't worry, just speak clearly and confirm the details at the end. You can say, so that's a table for 4 at 7 p.m., right?
Thanks, Ryan. I'll give them a call now.
Explanation of useful expressions and phrases.
Let's break down some helpful language from their conversation. Amora said, "I want to make a reservation for dinner tonight." This is the standard phrase for booking a table at a restaurant. Ryan said, "I'd like to book a table." Book a table is another way to say you want to reserve a spot at a restaurant. Amora said, "Do you have vegetarian options?" This is a polite way to check if the restaurant can meet special dietary needs. Ryan said, "Can I request a table by the window?" Request means to ask for something specific politely. Ryan said, "Confirm the details at the end." This means to repeat the important information to make sure everything is correct. Amora said, "So that's a table for 4 at 7 p.m., right?" This is a great way to confirm your reservation details.
Chance to repeat and shadow the full conversation.
Now it's your turn. Listen and shadow either Amora or Ryan. Try to use their tone, speed, and emotion. Let's practice.
Ryan, I want to make a reservation for dinner tonight. What should I say when I call the restaurant? Okay, should I ask if they have any special requests or dietary options? Got it. I'm a bit nervous about speaking on the phone in English. Thanks, Ryan. I'll give them a call now.
Practice this conversation to feel confident making reservations and asking questions at restaurants in English.
Great job! You've just practiced real-life English conversations with us. Remember, the key to fluency is repetition and active participation, so don't hesitate to replay any section and shadow the conversations as many times as you need. Which conversation did you find most useful? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a new lesson. For even more practice, check out our other videos on everyday English, idioms, and pronunciation. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and soon you'll be using English naturally in any situation. Thanks for watching How to Speak Fluent English. See you in the next video.